Joining me now is Nikki Haley, former ambassador to the UN. Great to have you with us, Ambassador Haley. What did you think of the sanctions proposals that we heard, or sanctions actions that the president plans to take against Russia in order to get them into line?
Well, thank you, Martha. First, I want to say it's a sad day. I mean, the idea that, Putin is a thug, a tyrant, a killer. He's a horrible individual. And the fact that he has made this move on Ukraine, I can tell you in my protocol at the UN, one of the first meetings I was supposed to have was with Russia. I purposely met with the Ukrainian ambassador before I met with the Russian ambassador. My first speech at the UN was in defense of Ukraine against Russia. We had no better friend at the United Nations than the Ukrainians and no bigger enemy than the Russians. So to see this happen, it's infuriating. And I think if you take that and you put that into what we saw from President Biden, it was disappointing. I don't want to be partisan during a time where we could have possibly a world war. But what I'll tell you is, where was the strength? Where was the action? Where was the outrage? Where was the whole idea that we're going to fight for freedom? We're trying to prevent a world war. He needed to do harsh sanctions. He needed to get the Europeans to go and make sure that we pulled Russia out of the SWIFT and stopped all international banking. He needed to sanction all of the energy companies, because that's the one industry that kicks Putin where he really needs to be kicked. And that didn't happen. And Biden, I was really hoping for a leadership moment today, just because we need it. And what he should have done is gone to the Europeans and said, this is it. You're 30% dependent on Russian gas. That has to stop. Poland and Lithuania have already done that. They're now getting their gas from Australia. The rest of the Europeans need to do that. The U.S. doesn't need to be taking any Russian gas. We need to double down. We need to do more fracking. We need to start exporting liquefied natural gas. This is the time. This is the day that we should be doing this. There's a lesson to be learned. If we don't learn this, it's only going to get worse from here.
It's good that you brought that up. And I'm thinking about Boris Johnson, who I think in some ways had stronger language about this. He said we must hobble the Russian economy. He said that we must cease dependence on Russian oil and gas, and that it has given Russia a grip on Western countries. So it seems like there's some commitment from the UK on that front. But obviously, it's Germany that is not cooperating. And we've really seen signs that that was coming for the past couple of months. They were extremely quiet in the early stages of all this.
Well, the Europeans made a massive mistake. They thought that if they were nice to Russia, that Russia wouldn't hurt them. What they don't realize, with Nord Stream 2 and 30% dependency on Russia, all of this was leverage for him. He doesn't care about him. The lesson we have to learn is that tyrants do what they say they're going to do. Putin said that he was going to do this. China said they were going to overtake Hong Kong, and they did. Now we're looking at the fact that China wants to take Taiwan. We need to take them serious. When you hear Iran say they want to destroy Israel, we need to take them seriously. This is the start of where we need strong U.S. leadership. And you do it by hitting Russia's energy sector. You do it by rallying the Europeans and saying enough is enough. Something has to give. And we do it by assisting, by starting to make more liquefied natural gas and exporting that out. And Germany, enough has been said from Germany. They have allowed this to happen. It has got to stop. And we've got to make sure we have that leadership moment. We're desperate to see it. And Biden just didn't give us that today.